Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Sunday Night Setups here at MarketStream.live. My name is Joseph Cusick with the Cusick Group, securities offered by MoneyBlock. Here to give you all the ranges that we're seeing for this week going into the third trading week in March. I hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend. It's been a crazy weekend for holidays, St. Patrick's Day, we had hockey, we have basketball, we have everything going on, and we have the market. So let's just jump right in. I wanted to take a look first and foremost at the major market indices, give you some ranges that you can be expecting into this week, and then we'll talk about two potential ideas. First, we're going to start off with the Dow Jones. Right now, the DJX is pricing in this week the potential with their trading right around 20,914 of about 185 point range, either up or down. So decent range. You got support coming in at that 20-day moving average at 20,799. So that's the area that you're going to want to really focus on if the bears start to take some traction. Then you're going to watch that 21,000 level. This is a level that has been pretty staunch resistance, and we'll see if that actually still kicks in. Right now, the futures are trading down a little bit lower in this Sunday evening session. Taking a look at the S&P 500, we're expecting in the S&Ps roughly around a 26-point range for this week. Currently, the SPX went out at 2378, and you actually have the S&P minis trading down a little bit. That 26-point range, decent range, and it's been tight last week. As a matter of fact, if I go to the weeklies, and we'll just put it in here, last week's range, you had the high of 2390 and a low of 2358. So that's basically, you're looking at, a 32-point range. So decent range. We're pricing in about a 26-point range right now for the S&Ps. Taking a look at the NASDAQ last week, again, a tight week. Had a high-low last week of, right here, low was 56.30 and the high was 54.26. So we're going to watch that. The NASDAQ has about a 79-point range being priced in for the week. Taking a look at the Russell 2000, the Russell right now, last week went out low of 1353, was the laggard for most of the week, but really came in strong towards the tail end of the week. We saw it finish right off its highs at 1393. Right now, the Russell 2000 is pricing in about a 20-point range in the rut. So we're going to watch that very closely this week. And then volatility. Taking a look at vol, the VIX right now is trading at 1130. It just could not stay up over 12. It was challenged all of last week. And you can see that the range was still pretty tight. Low was $10.60. High was $12.50. So it was about 2.5-point range. Right now, the VIX is pricing in about a $1.30 range going into this week. Taking a look at the yield curve, we're going to take a look at the 10-year bond. Right now, the 10-year bond has had a range of basically the low was at 96.22 and the high was at 97.29. It looks like the 10-year is going to have about a 61-cent range, so we're going to watch that one very closely. Last week, it basically had almost a full point range, a little bit over a full point range. Obviously, with the Fed meeting last week and the announcement with the raise, that's what's notable there. And taking a look at the 30-year, the 30-year had a high low of 95.29. High is 90.05. Right now, the 30-year has about $1.61 being priced in, and it's currently trading at 97.26. So either up or down 161. So some decent range in the bonds. One idea that I wanted to take a look at this evening is Apple. Apple has been moving unbelievably well, and what's been notable is the fact that Apple also, if I take a look at a daily chart, the one thing that you want to note about Apple is that it has had an astronomical move to the upside and is kind of stalling out up here. It's well above its 20 and 50-day moving average, but you'll see that I'm indicating with this arrow, this gap here. This gap, which was in February or end of January, beginning of February, is where this rally really started to take off after a consolidation. I think that there could be potentially some weakness in Apple, and I want to watch that closely. Stalling up here and been in a range basically for the most of all of March and basically until this little pop here, most of February. So we're going to watch this very closely. One area that you're going to want to watch, if challenged, is going to be that 137 area and then the 131 area. There might be some gravitation towards getting back down and filling that gap, especially if we get any negative headlines that are going to be coming out potentially over the upcoming weeks. Again, we have a lot going on as far as the Trump policies that are starting to get some resistance, to say the least, from both sides. We have a lot of foreign trade as well as foreign political events that are occurring both in France, Germany. We also have the tensions growing as far as China, North Korea, South Korea, and Japan. So we have a lot going on right now. Plus, we're starting to get into now the earnings season. We're going to start to see some heavyweights in the upcoming weeks start to announce. So Apple is going to be one that I want to keep an eye on. It has been moving to the upside, but it's been consolidating up here. Watch that one closely. Another one is going to be a sector ETF, XRT. XRT is trading right now on its lows, but it bounced off very nicely last week. As a matter of fact, it's now hitting that 20-day moving average, which is now resistance at 42.65. I want to watch the retail sector in general, especially the bricks and mortar. We're going to get into the seasonality of this particular stock that has been relatively bullish from a seasonal perspective. We're going to see if that starts to pick up with any of the spring sales. Bricks and mortar took it hard a little bit during the holiday season over Christmas. But I think that they've all been managing their inventories quite well, and we're going to watch this very closely. This could be an opportunity on a bounce. Plus, the consumer is going to be a driver of any further upside. So this has been a beat-up sector, as you can see, just been basically trending down. This could be an opportunity, and we want to put that on the radar screen. All right, folks, that is it right now for Sunday Night Setups. Join me tomorrow morning at 8:30 Eastern Time. I am going to be doing all of the overnight action from Asia. Then I'll be on talking about Europe and the U.S. markets, all here at MarketStream.live. Have a great evening.